YouTube, how you doing? This is Mike in Detroit. How you doing, everybody? I have in my head, and I think I'm going to do it, a new series in mind for piano. On my YouTube channel, you can find both a series for beginners and a series for intermediate. So this particular series I have in mind bridges that gap to get you from beginner to intermediate. Now I'm going to tell everybody before you jump in, this is going to be a series of exercises. In other words, this is going to be like a boot camp that we're going to figure out some exercises that we can do to drill us. Not so much about songs right now, but we're going to drill some things in that will get us out of the lockbox, out of the sandbox of beginner, and get us into that intermediate area. Now, those of you who are already either intermediate or advanced may still benefit from this, because I know I find in my playing that I'll gravitate to what I play a lot in songs, and some of my foundational skills, if I don't do these exercises, then they'll get weak on me as well, or even advanced players. The other thing is, once you've kind of gone through this, return to it. These are good practice exercises for technique, for your ear. Now, what do you need to do? What do you need to know to jump into this particular series? Well, just real quick. In the beginner series, we worked a lot on triads. Triads, major, minor, and their inversions. So make sure you got that down. If you don't know your all 12 of your triads, pretty good. It doesn't have to be perfect, but pretty well you can play all 12 triads without thinking about it too much. And the same with your minor triads. This time I'm going to do Circle of Force, and that's another thing you should be pretty familiar with from the beginner series. The Circle of Force is F. Well, I start on C, F, B flat. Now I'm playing minors, by the way. And all about triads: E flat minor, A flat minor, and so on. I won't reteach the beginner course. I'm just saying that these are the things you should pretty much have. I don't want to say down, but pretty down to jump into this series, because we're going to try to move you from that stage, this kind of playing here, to maybe something like this. Something like that. So, ready to get going? This again is going to be a series of exercises. It's probably going to take me 10 minutes to tell you each exercise, but it's going to take you hours and hours and hours. Me too, by the way, to practice it. So think of these videos as just more like your fitness coach. I can just guide you what to do, but then you got to go to work and put in the practice time. Okay, let's go to the piano and let's take a look at the first exercise I want us to work on. Let's take a look at a C major 7 chord. So look at the virtual keyboard there. You'll see that the notes are C, E, G, and B. That's a C major 7 chord. So now we're moving a little. Here's the triad. We're adding the major 7. Little hack, the major 7th is always a half a step down from the root. No matter what key you're in, no matter what. Music is so symmetrical. That's a C major 7 chord, right? Now I also have to know that chord as root 3, 5, 7. Root 3, 5, 7. This number system is critical. I mean, just critical to, after a while you just know it. Root, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th, right? Okay, so now what I want you to do is separate the root out. Get rid of it, right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to change my finger around, put the root way down here. Now get this kind of sound, or maybe double a root, and get that kind of sound. So in our first exercise, we are going to absolutely think of a C major 7 as E minor 7 over C. And we're going to think about it that way forever. So every time we see a lead sheet or a song that says C major something, C major 7, C major 9, C major sharp 11, C, anytime we see C major, we're going to think E minor over C. Hence our first drill. If we can get these two things separated, now we've got a drill in our hands. Now let's take that chord to every key, right? So we have a 3 over 1, in other words. We have so the rule is, if it's a major chord, which it is, it's a C major 7, the 3rd of that chord will be minor. I call it the flip it rule. If it's major, make the 3rd minor. Drop the bass, you got this sound, right? Now, we want to drill that. Now, what would that be in F? Now you got to know your scales to do this. That's why you got to go through the beginner. Okay, so here's B flat. It's a 3 minor over 1 major. 3 minor over 1. So far we had this. C major 7 equals E minor triad over C bass. Here it is in F, here it is in B flat. Let's pick up this B. And when you're drilling this, make it as musical as you want. You'll notice I'll do that every now and then. I'll bust out an arpeggio. But this is E flat forevermore is really interpreted as G minor over E flat. A lot of times you can say and play, you're in your practice room, nobody's around, just you and the dog, right? So you say that's G minor over E flat, which is the same thing as an E flat major 7. In the key of A flat, that's C minor. C minor, how did I know that? 1, 2, 3, right? That's C minor over A flat. So, do you get the idea? We're taking a major chord, 1, 2, 3, 5. We're losing the root. Well, we're taking the root down, and we see what we have left. We have a minor triad in the 3rd degree of that chord. So let's do all of them. can pause the video if you need to. F major, F minor over D flat. Sorry, that's B flat minor over G flat. E flat minor over B. A flat minor over E. C sharp minor over A. F sharp minor over D. And then B minor over G. You can get some beautiful sounds out of these triads. Don't worry, we'll bump this up. This is only drill number 1. This is only drill number 1. So remember, we're drilling this not only to hear the sounds, but to get our fingering together, to get our technique together, and then we're back where we started from. Now the first time you do this drill, so in other words, you're taking this voicing around the circle of fourths. That's what this drill is. The first time you do this drill, don't worry so much about tempo and beats and all that stuff. Get your fingering together. You're going to play with this finger, you're going to play with this finger. Actually, I can do either one. Some things sound better in one octave or another octave. This is an exploratory thing. Where am I? Oh, E flat over. Now I need B. Now I need E. Let's do that. Okay, that's the drill. That's the drill. That's the drill number 1. Now don't gloss over this, you advanced people. So if you got that and that's boring to you, well, then guess what? You might want to bump that up a little bit. You might want to say, you might want to, challenge yourself a little bit in this drill. So that's exercise number 1, re minor. Notice I'm playing every last one of these minor triads in my right hand in root position. So I know you're jumping around the piano a little bit. Don't worry, I think exercise 2, 3, 4, we'll get to some voice leading things. But right now, here is your first drill to get you out of the beginner stage. Got the idea? Got the idea? So the theoretical concept is take any major chord. Let's take A flat. There's A flat major. Lose the root. You got a C minor. 3 minor over 1 bass. By the way, when you're doing this drill, you don't always have to start on C. This time, let's start on A flat. What comes after A flat on the circle? Well, D flat does. And instantly your right hand goes to the third. Do this drill until you don't have to think about it. So it's kind of a finger thing and a head thing, isn't it? What's the next chord after D flat on the circle? G flat is. What's the third of G flat? Bam. Bam. There's my right hand minor chord on the third. And bam. Now there's other ways you could drill this. You could do it chromatically. You know, that's okay. I like the circle of fourths better. Just makes you think about 4 or 5 things, and also it'll translate to songs better. Music real songs tend to move in fourths, so why not practice in fourths since real songs move in fourths? So here it is, exercise 1. Okay, that's all 12 keys, major. Okay. All right, happy practicing. Go to work on that, and then we'll be back in a couple of days, and we'll keep building on this. Mike in Detroit, drop me a note down there if you have questions at all. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.